What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. This is my review on Insecure season 4 episode 5, Low Key Moving On. Alright, so I had not been reviewing Insecure this season. Normally I did review it last season. I'm not reviewing it this season because I got some stuff going on, but I definitely wanted to sit down and discuss this episode, and I wanted to find out, am I wrong in how I'm thinking or not? Okay, so if you watched it, stick around so we can have this discussion. So the episode starts out with Issa. Issa's at home. It's the day before the block party. We've been waiting for this day, and Issa is freaking out. Like, she can't sleep. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. She's anxious. She's nervous. She don't know what's going to happen. And I mean, that's how everybody gets the day before something major. So she definitely cannot sleep. So Issa goes to the kitchen to make something to eat. And while she's there, she's scrolling Instagram, and she saw that Nathan actually posted something not too long ago. So she knew Nathan was still up. So she decides to message him and basically ask him, why is he still up? He said that he can't sleep, and asked if she wanted to talk. So she decides to call him. At first she was a little hesitant, but she decides to call him, and they're on the phone talking. So Nathan is back, and I'm very happy about that because I love Kendrick Sampson. I was a Nathan fan since last season, and I know a lot of people don't like Nathan because of what he did with ghosting her, but I understood where he was coming from because of the issues that he's experiencing. But I'm glad he's back. So either way, they're talking on the phone, and she thanks him for helping her with a situation, and he's basically saying, he's home alone. Andrew is at Issa's girl's house. So Issa basically tells him that, she don't really fuck with Molly no more. And this is where everything starts. Because remember, in the first episode of this season, we see Issa laying on the couch, basically talking to somebody on the phone, saying that she don't fuck with Molly no more. So this is where this started. It was Nathan she was talking to. And I kind of figured that it was Nathan. I didn't think it was anybody else. I don't think it was any of the girls. I didn't think it was Lawrence. I thought it was Nathan. So I was right. So I'm happy for that. We get the day of the block party. We see Molly at home trying to find something to wear to this block party. She obviously does not want to go. She's saying that she don't want to go, basically. And Andrew is with her, and she is basically complaining, saying that she don't want to go to support Issa because her and Issa are not the best of terms. When Molly won her case recently, Issa did not show up to the celebration dinner, and she's pissed that Issa didn't come. So Andrew said, you're punishing her for not coming to this when she is really trying to do this thing. But you know what? If you don't want to go, we don't have to go. So Molly's saying, I can't not go. She's my friend. I love her. I just don't like her right now. So you basically see Molly complaining as usual. I think this is just Molly's MO. Molly is never happy about shit. Ain't happy about nothing. All she does is complain. Alright, so we're at the block party. Everything is looking so good. Everything is professional. I am so proud that Issa got this thing together and pulled it through. Issa's walking around in her orange, all looking professional with her clipboard and everything. And she's just making sure that everything is in its place. The only thing that's missing are the people. The event started 17 minutes ago, and I guess she felt like it was just going to be swarms of people there. But it was not as expected. Alright, so Issa's assistant comes up, and Issa is complaining that there's not a lot of people here, and the people that are here are white. She wants to know where the black people are. This is a event for the people of the community, which are the blacks, and there's none of them here, just white people. So it really shows how gentrification has really taken over Inglewood. So they're walking, and Issa sees Confunction, which y'all know is Condola. So we see Condola standing right there, and Issa goes over to her like, bitch, what happened? Because as we know, Condola kind of ghosted Issa right after Thanksgiving. So Issa has not heard from Condola since. So she goes to Condola. Condola looking all like she has an attitude with this girl. And Issa was like, I didn't think you were going to be here. And Confunction said, well, I didn't know if I was going to come. And Issa was like, okay, so what happened? Like, we were good. You were helping me. And then you just ghosted. What happened? And she said, well, didn't Lawrence tell you? we broke up. I hate how she talks. She enunciates too much for me. But she basically said her and Lawrence broke up and she thought Issa would know. First of all, you and Lawrence breaking up ain't got shit to do with Issa, okay? Issa is not involved with this man. They broke up however long ago. Issa ain't with him. They cool, but they ain't friends like that to where he would stand up and call her and say, well, me and Confunction Fusion broke up. He was going to tell her at Tiffany and Derek's house, but you know, Issa got caught up with some shit. But it's like she's projecting the issues that she has with Lawrence on Issa. They ain't got shit to do with her. At the end of the day, you are a professional woman. If you did not want to work with Issa anymore, all you had to do was say it. You could have texted her, you could have called her, you could have emailed her, you could have fucking sent it through Pigeon, you could have contacted Tiffany. You could have done something to let this girl know that you don't want to work with her anymore. But the fact that you're taking it out on Issa because Lawrence, who was your jump off, didn't want to fuck with you no more, that was very unprofessional, and I cannot stand Condoleezza Rice. So Issa's intern came over and said that there are some people that are taking pictures over by the picture taking place, and it's Kelly, Derek, and Tiffany. All right, we see Kelly doing all kinds of crazy poses, and I love Kelly. I think that she is the life of the show. I just wish that they would give her an actual storyline. And I know she's supposed to be the comic relief, but I would like to know more about Kelly. And I don't think that they are diving in enough for me. I know it's about Issa and basically Molly's friendship, but she has other friends too. And I think that they should focus on Kelly as well, because Kelly is probably everybody's favorite person on this show. So they need to just really deal with that. You see them taking pictures, Issa, Kelly, and Tiffany. And Tiffany has definitely changed since she had that baby. And I know that it is postpartum depression. Tiffany is not happy. She has no connection with this baby whatsoever. She even made a comment saying if she could leave the baby at a supermarket, she would, and laughed it off. And I don't think everybody notices. I mean, I think Kelly notices a little bit, but because she's the first one in their friend group to have a baby, I don't know if they notice that she's suffering from postpartum depression. So that is something definitely I know they're going to dive into. So I can't wait for that. Alright, so Kelly starts talking in this British accent out of nowhere. Then she told Issa that, you know, work with her because there's this guy that she met. And when she met him, she started talking in the British accent. So she got to keep going with it. Alright, so we see Kelly, Tiffany, and Molly talking, and then Issa comes over. And the exchange between Issa and Molly is so evident. Like, Kelly and Tiffany kind of looked at each other because they barely hugged, they barely talked. And Issa said, well, I thought you weren't gonna come. And Molly said, of course I'm gonna come. I'm your best friend. And the way they looked at each other was like that nice, nasty shit. So it was definitely awkward. So Amal came, Issa's brother. I love Amal. Amal came and, you know, he's greeting everybody, but he ignores Kelly. Now, with them playing back and forth, it is so funny. And I want to know what the backstory is between Amal and Kelly. When did they start beefing? Because this is the funniest shit I have ever seen. And I'm in the Insecure group on Facebook, and somebody said this, and I thought about somebody else, but I get to that soon. But somebody said that they believe that Amal and Kelly probably slept together at some point, and that's why they don't like each other. I don't know what it is, and I hope that they delve into that, because their banter back and forth is like the funniest shit ever. Alright, so Amal sees Kelly and her new man, and he started to basically rag on her about this British accent. And he was asking her, you know, what part of, you know, England was she from? And Kelly don't know shit. She just making up stuff. And then he asked her about Brexit, and she don't know anything about Brexit, but she basically asked her new friend to tell her about the American system, the American political system or whatever. And this dude said there's two branches of government. There's the presidential and the bank branch. He said the bank branch is Bank of America because they have some money. They have so many branches, they print all the money for America. Listen, I don't know where Kelly find these people from. The dude is dumber than a box of rocks. And I think at that moment she was like, this dude is not that bright. Amal is just laughing his ass off because the shit is hilarious. The dude said there are two forms of government, two branches, the presidential and Bank of America. Alright, so we see Derek. Derek's on the phone with the babysitter and the baby is like crying. The babysitter cannot get the babies calmed down. So Derek Derek said, well, me and Tiffany are going to come home. He goes to Tiffany and says, the baby is fussing, let's go. And she basically said, no, I want to stay. I'm out. I'm having a good time. And she said that she'll catch a ride with Kelly. This girl don't want this baby. And I really don't want her to do something bad to this child. And there's another thing that I wanted to talk about. Let's talk about that after my opinions. So Amal comes up, when Derek leaves, Amal comes up to Tiffany, and this is where, I'm going to have to say this is where I kind of got a little inkling or something. Alright, so there's a rumor going around that Tiffany cheated on Derek. Now, I remember Tiffany once said that Derek spent a week at a hotel because they were going through some issues. Now, we didn't know if the issues were him cheating or her cheating. We don't know that. But they had a rough patch in their relationship. Now, the rumor is going around that the baby may not be Derek's baby. Right? So, I told you guys that in the group people were saying that Kelly probably had sex with them all at one point. Based on this scene, I don't know what it was. But based on this scene with Amal and Tiffany, I would not be surprised if Amal and Tiffany fucked before. I wouldn't be surprised. And the reason I say that is because once Derek left, Amal it's like he was waiting until Derek left. And then he came over. And then he said, oh, Derek's gone. And she said, yeah, he went home to the baby. And then he was like, oh, this is a nice father. And she said, yeah, he's a good father. And they just looking at Amal is looking at her. And I'm like, either he knows her tea or they have some sort of tea together. I don't really know. It's probably just in my head. I don't know. That was in my head. But I found that scene kind of awkward. I don't know if I'm the only one. If you did, let me know. Alright, so Molly and Andrew are sitting in VIP enjoying the scene. And Andrew is really hyping Issa up like, this is a dope event. Like, really hyping her up to Molly. And Molly, as she's sitting there surprised, like, yeah, Issa really pulled it off. The thing about Molly is she doesn't believe anything in what Issa does. She didn't really believe in this event. If you go back to last season, she would always say something negative about this event because she didn't believe Issa could pull something like this off. So the fact that Issa did it, it was like, wow, really, she could really do this. Andrew said you have to give it up to Issa because she really did all of this on her own, and this is why she's probably been a little distant or whatever, because this is a big event and she really, had to put a lot of her time in this. And he reverted back to Molly. This is the same way how you were busy with your case. You really didn't have enough time for me because you were so focused. And it put that into perspective for Molly. Alright, so Issa finally runs into Nathan. I think this is the first time they've seen each other since that whole breakup, you ghosted me thing. And Nathan is looking at her like he just want to eat her ass up. Like he really, really likes her. He likes her and he wants that old thing back so bad. But you can tell Issa is very apprehensive when it comes to Nathan because of what happened. And I think she's just scorned about what happened. Even though they're on talking terms, she's just still scorned about what happened. So they go in for a hug, and his hug was lingering and her hug was uncomfortable. So body language is very important. Issa's still not comfortable when it comes to Nathan. Alright, so Issa is chilling in the cut and she is actually near the entrance. And she's just standing there because it's not going the way she thought. The artist, the headliner, is not there. Vince Staples, I don't know who that is. Somebody. He ain't there yet. The black people aren't there. It's not going the way she wants. Then she starts seeing a slew of black people start coming in. The reason the black people came in, why? Because the sun went down a little bit. And two, we always go to an event later than the start time. Like, Issa should have known that. And she even said, this is the time I would have came too. So Issa got really happy that she saw these people coming. And then you see Molly come over, handing her some wings as basically a peace offering. Issa, a little uncomfortable. She don't really fuck with this girl. A little uncomfortable. Molly is, I guess, trying to extend the olive branch. And they don't get to talk because her assistant comes over because Vince Staten, what his name is? Vince Staples. That's his name. He finally comes to the event. So Issa goes into the green room to greet the Vince person. And the assistant is like a huge fan. Her nose started bleeding. It was the oddest fucking thing. But then we see our boy Thug Yoda. We love Thug Yoda. He is comic relief as well. And, they're just catching up and everything like that. So, alright, so the crowd is hyped. The people are there. The sun is setting. Everybody is dancing. The DJ starts playing the wobble. When they play the wobble, the electric slide, you know how niggas do. We start forming lines and start doing the dance. So, everybody started doing the wobble. So, Issa's assistant was like, girl, let's go play. And Issa was like, no, that's not professional. But she goes anyway. So you see Andrew, Kelly, Molly, everybody's doing wobble. Even Andrew knew what he was doing. He is so cute. But so everybody doing the wobble. The next thing you know, Issa and Molly are side by side. And Issa's kind of like, Issa's very apprehensive with Molly. But then, we start doing the dance and shit like that. You start loosening up and start making friends with people and shit like that. So they kind of start laughing with each other. Starting getting that familiar sense with each other. They high-fiving and shit. Like, they really connecting. Doing the wobble, right? So the next thing you know, the MC calls up Issa on the stage to basically give a word, because it is her event. Issa goes up there. I'm so proud of this girl. Even though Issa D ain't real, but this show feels so real. I'm so proud of Issa that she really pulled this off. So Issa's up there trying to give her speech. Nobody gives a shit. They just want Vince, the guy, to come out, the headliner to come out and perform. So he comes out, rip the stage up. Everybody's enjoying it. It was a fun time had by all. I wish I was there. I wish it was real. It actually made me miss being outside. It really did. Miss being at concerts. Like, when are we gonna go outside again? I don't know. We see, after the concert, we see Molly and Andrew walking. And Molly is really giving it up. Like, this was a cool concert. Like, I really enjoyed myself. And then you see Vince Staples' manager comes up to Andrew. And he said, Vince wants to, see you before you go. Thanks for hooking this up, bro. We enjoyed it. So once he walks away, you can see the look on Molly's face. Like, what is he talking about? Thanks for hooking us up. Now, let us delve into this, because this is what I noticed. I watched this episode twice. I noticed this. When he said that, and when Andrew looked at Molly, the look on his face was like, damn, she found out. Now, at first, everybody thought that Andrew didn't really know the issue between Molly and Issa when it came to asking him. But the way he looked at Molly and he was like, damn. And he looked away like, damn, she caught it. He knew that Issa went through Molly. Molly said no, and then Issa went through Nathan. He knew that. Okay, nobody can tell me no different. He knew just by how his face was alone. Andrew knew that he went behind Molly's back to do it because he knew that Molly told Issa no. Now, I don't know if Issa said, well, I asked Molly, told Nathan, or told him, I asked Molly, Molly said no, so I asked Nathan. Either way, I think he knew. So, Molly is pissed. Alright? She's pissed. Now, where I fault Molly is Molly is so unhappy. Molly was looking for any fucking reason to be upset with Issa that she confronted this girl at her event. I felt like if she had a problem, she could have waited until the next day, 2 days from now, to address it with Issa, because they still have not had that conversation. She could have addressed this with Issa then. But the fact that she took her ass to confront Issa at her event, it shows that Molly don't give a fuck. She don't like that Issa is doing good things. She don't like Issa is evolving without her. She wanted to find some reason to be mad, and this was the appropriate thing to be mad about. So she confronts Issa while Issa was sitting there with Nathan. So Molly confronts her, asking her why did she go behind her back to ask her man to help her. And Issa said, well, you said that you didn't want to help, so I asked Nathan if he could help. Issa said, you were willing to let me fail over some random rule you made up, which was true. But I didn't like when Issa said willing to let her fail. I mean, she was kind of willing to let her fail. Issa told her, you knew how much this shit meant to me. You have been seeing me struggle since we got y'all, sleeping on niggas' couches, couch surfing, driving Lyft, driving Uber, whatever the fuck she did. You have seen this girl struggle for so long. She finally got something that she is working on that is coming into fruition, and you didn't want to help her, which she's not obligated to help. But I can understand how Molly felt, and I can understand how Issa felt. Issa wanted Molly to do her this one little favor. She said, you always want a favor. Then she called her shady and a backstabber. I don't know how she backstabbed you. First of all, you don't own Andrew. So she didn't have to go through you to get to Andrew, because low-key, high-key, how you knew Andrew was through Nathan, who knew Issa. So without Issa, you would not even know Andrew. You wouldn't even have a fucking man. So the fact that you getting on her, my man, and you go through me, that's some passive aggressive shit. I don't deal with that. So Issa said, you are miserable. You feel if your relationship with Andrew doesn't work out, you want to put it on me like it's my fault. You are miserable and unhappy, which she is. Molly says that Issa loves drama and she's a user, which Issa is a user. I mean, I would agree with that there. Issa is a user. So Molly says, fuck you. Issa said, bitch, I stopped fucking with you. And then Molly proceeds to walk up on Issa like she about to fight her, right? I had been in a certain situation, kind of not really similar to this. It involved a dude. It involved my friend. And she tried to come up on me, tried to fight me. Okay, the problem that I had with this is Molly took this opportunity to be miserable, took this opportunity to take the shine away from Issa, as she always does. She loves the poor Issa. She loves the loser Issa. She likes the Issa that needs her for everything. She likes to be the one that has a car, that has a job, that has the apartment, that has the money, and all that stuff. The fact that Issa don't have much, but when it comes to men, Issa is very likable. She's quirky. People love to be around Issa. People want to be with Issa. People don't want to be with Molly. And I think a lot of that Molly does not like about Issa. That's why she always has issues with the men that Issa dates, or the men that Issa fuck with, because Molly can't seem to get past that. So she is focusing so hard to make this relationship with Andrew work, just to prove Issa wrong. Because Issa keeps saying, you always fuck up every relationship you in. Because she's miserable. She fucks up everything she's in, and she doesn't hold accountability to herself. She blames everybody else for her shortcomings. She walks up on Issa and put her finger in her face, and Issa said, you better get your finger out my face. And they were about to fucking box, basically, until somebody yelled gun. I don't know if somebody thought Molly had a gun. I don't really know what that was about, but you know, in settings with black people, if somebody said gun, everybody running. So that's what happened. Everybody starts running. Molly basically fucked up Issa's event. Alright, so Kelly, Andrew, and Molly are walking to the car, and you know, Molly looks unhappy. I mean, she's not a happy person, but she looks sad about what's going on. Andrew decides to apologize. You know, he was just trying to help. We see Issa, Tiffany, and Nathan walking, and Tiffany asked her, did she want to, you know, ride with them, ride home? And she was like, nah, she's good. Tiffany leaves. Nathan said, do you want me to stay with you for a while? She said, no, she's good. So she sees there's a sign that says, in neon, says good vibes only. And Issa vibe her vibe was on high. She was on 10 that day. And now it's at 0 because of what happened. And then it starts raining. There was a 10% chance to shower. Everybody keep mentioning it. Issa was like, don't even talk about it. At 10% chance to shower, it started raining. It rained on her parade. And the episode ends. Who was wrong in this situation? I give it to both, but I think I hold more issue with Molly because Molly took this opportunity to fuck over Issa again. To shit on Issa at her own event. I felt like that was selfish, that was rude, and I hope Andrew realizes the type of fucking person that Molly is, and I hope he dumps her ass. Molly is only friends if when it comes to Issa, she loves bottom of the barrel Issa. She loves Issa that can't get her life right. She loves Issa that can't hold a job. She loves Issa that can't hold a nigga. She like Issa that don't have money. This is how their dynamic of their friendship worked. She was the one who was always there for Issa. The second that Issa decided to do this, first of all, Nathan put it in her head, and I love the dynamic between Issa and Nathan. Even though y'all probably don't like him, I like that Nathan motivates Issa. The issue, and you notice the issue started when she started talking about this whole block party. Every time it came up, Molly always had something negative to say. When Issa and Condola hooked up, she didn't like Condola because she saw with Condola was also motivating her and helping her. And I think Molly felt replaced because she was the one who always helped her. She didn't motivate her, but she would help her because Issa ain't had shit else. But she saw that Issa was actually being collaborative with somebody else who is a professional woman. She didn't like that. And that's why she didn't like Condola. It had shit to do with Lawrence. It really didn't have nothing to do with Lawrence. It had all to do with she felt like Condola was taking her place. Issa isn't like totally innocent. I feel like Issa does use people. She used people for her benefit. But at the end of the day, I think Issa has finally found herself and where she's going with it. And the fact that her best friend is not supportive of her. Kelly, Tiffany have been supportive. Molly has never said anything supportive whatsoever. So I definitely feel like Molly is more at fault to this. I just feel like these are two people that have never sat down and basically worked on their issues. And it just all boiled to a head just at this particular time. So next episode, I don't know. They eventually are going to come back together. I just hope it's not this season. I really hope it's not. And where was Lawrence? Lawrence didn't show up. I was thinking Lawrence was going to be there. I really wanted him to see her and Nathan together. I really did. But he didn't show up for some. I don't know why he didn't show up. But anyway, y'all, I just had a lot on my chest. I needed to talk to somebody about this. This was season 4, episode 5, Low Key Moving On. Let me know what you thought about this episode. Who do you think was in the wrong? Do you think Molly was wrong? Do you think Issa was wrong? Or do you think they both are wrong? Let me know what you think down below. I might do this again next week. I know this is late. I just kind of decided to do this right now. I might do this next week and just finish off the rest because there's like 5 more episodes. So I might just finish off the rest of the season. Let me know if you want me to. But let me know what you thought about this episode. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will talk to you guys in my next video.